They tell me to slow down, but homie, I'm just living my life. Ain't gonna do what you think is right, cause that's stressing me out. They telling me they know what's best, but will I care when there's no one left? They tell me to slow down, but homie...
You've heard about it on the news. Black teen killed by white cop. Authorities use vulgar terms to describe suspect. Despite the recent-ish coming of the 21st century, racism is still a big problem, and it's not just between people-goers, but it's also between authorities and people-goers as well. Sadly, our world has stamped stereotypes and ideologies of people of different races for a long time now, which is separating us as a community, as a whole. You'd argue that Pitbull has a fairly flipped impression of today's world. I mean, where's this man coming from? We Are One really doesn't associate with today's kind of world. Moving on, the idea of racism being only pertinent in larger communities and areas is completely wrong. I mean, especially in oh-so-peaceful Canada. June 18th of last year, a woman from Mississauga claimed she had chest pain, so she walked in to a regular clinic and demanded that she was only to be treated by a white doctor without brown teeth. Now, hold up. If I heard someone say that about me, a waiting patient, about me, a health trained professional that spent thousands of dollars and tons of hours just to train to get to my position, I'd snap. That person would be out of my waiting room in 3 seconds flat, or he'd be drop kicked out the door.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Policies and protocols are yet to be assigned, making it hard for doctors to assess and professionally deal with the situation that they have at hand. Because of this, these aren't isolated incidents. In-flight healthcare professionals like Dr. Tamika Cross, a young black doctor, have physically been pushed away from a patient, refusing aid with words like, "Oh, sorry, sweetie, I want a real physician to help me." Now, reflecting on that a minute, you're 35,000 feet up in the air, you're cruising at a sluggish 900 kilometers an hour, and you're still that picky and stubborn to refuse healthcare service from someone of a different race.
Like, bruh. What are you even thinking?
Okay, people, for those of you who haven't heard of the term immigration, I ask you to go familiarize yourself with a man named Trump. Now, while popular opinion on immigration is fairly positive...
Wrong.
That is absolutely
wrong.
Proved over and over again.
Wrong.
The world is left with picky, stubborn people who will agree that it is bad and degrades a community. The fact that you refuse medical or authoritative assistance based on race and gender is just appalling. I mean, what others do to you? Take your job? Or is that because you decide to stay home, sit on your butt, and have a Bud Light with your 60-year-old retired neighbor? Wake up and smell the flowers, people. This is the 21st century. I mean, get up, stand up, and revoke this terrible behavior. Maybe if we get enough people, our joke of a government will stop smoking weed and actually help the people of its own country.